They looked at my daughter, a 13-year-old Black daughter selling lemonade, and decided she was a criminal, and they called the police. Let me say that again so that it's crystal clear. Emily Height and Matt Emkin called armed police officers on a 13-year-old Black child selling lemonade with permission from their own park district.
It was a health someone from the health department came up to us and told us that we couldn't sell lemonade where we were at. We were at like a sidewalk, and she told us that we couldn't sell lemonade. Harassing us, she kept telling us she was like suspicious of our menus. And my mom told her about Haley's Law, which is you can sell lemonade under the age of 16. I don't know his name, but he went up to our stand and told us that we're not allowed to sell lemonade here. And he was just having this bad attitude towards us. Once again, my mom showed him Haley's Law, but he also didn't care about that and also threatened to call the police on us. After that, the police came. The police officer told us we weren't doing anything wrong, especially since it was happening publicly, and I just felt sad because, why is this happening to me?
My daughter is 13 years old. She's an honor roll student. She saved her own money to start a business. She researched how to make lemonade, created a brand, made professional signs. She was excited and she was ready. I called the DeKalb Park District myself. I spoke with them. I got permission. Emily Height and Matt Emkin saw a Black child taking up space, being ambitious, being excellent, and they couldn't handle it. Let's talk about what this really is, because everybody wants to dance around it. But I'm a Black mother, and I'm going to say it. If Kimora was a little white girl with blonde pigtails selling lemonade, Emily Height and Matt Emkin would have walked right past her. Or they would have stopped, bought a cup, taken pictures, and posted on Facebook about how adorable young entrepreneurs are in our community. But my daughter is Black, so instead of being adorable, she's suspicious. Instead of being an entrepreneur, she's a threat. Instead of being a child with a dream, she's a problem that needs police intervention. This is what racism looks like in 2025. It's not always burning crosses and the N-word. Sometimes it's just two white people in positions with authority deciding that a Black child's lemonade stand is dangerous enough to call armed officials to teach my daughter a lesson that day. They wanted her to know that no matter how hard she works, no matter how much she follows the rules, no matter how excellent she is, white people can shut her down whenever they feel uncomfortable with her success. Do you know what it's like to watch your child be humiliated like that? To see police cars pull up to your baby's lemonade stand? To watch customers walk away? To see her face as she realizes she's being treated like a criminal in front of everybody. To watch your daughter's confidence, that beautiful, innocent confidence that every 13-year-old should have, crumble in real time because two racist adults decided to abuse their power. A 13-year-old honor roll student who did everything right was asking me if she was a problem in that moment. And that's when I knew we're not letting this go. We're not accepting this. We're not taking back what my daughter had to endure because of racism. I didn't raise my daughter to accept hatred as normal. I didn't raise her to shrink when white people tell her she doesn't belong. I didn't raise her to stay quiet when she's been wronged. So here's what we're going to do. We filed a lawsuit against Emily Height and Matt Emkin, the Park District of DeKalb, and the DeKalb County Health Department. And I want to thank Attorney Hakeem Muhammad and Muhammad Law Center for standing with us when other people told us to just let it go, to move on, to not make waves. Attorney Muhammad said, no, What they did was wrong, and we're going to hold them accountable. Muhammad Law Center isn't just fighting this case. They're helping us rebuild Polar's Lemonade. They're showing Kimora that there are people who will fight for Black children, not against them. This isn't just about Kimora's Lemonade stand anymore. This is about every Black child who's been told they don't belong. Every Black parent who's had to explain to their baby why the police were called on them for doing nothing wrong. Every Black entrepreneur who's been shut down for just existing while excellent. When you support Polar's Lemonade, you're not just helping my daughter. You're saying, not on our watch, not to this child, not anymore. You're funding Black business. You're funding Black resistance. You're funding accountability for Emily Height and Matt Emkin. You're funding a 13-year-old's proof that racism doesn't get the last word. You're funding a Black business, not just Kimora's Lemonade stand, but the principle that Black children get to dream, get to build, get to succeed without being criminalized. You're funding the resistance against every system that tries to keep us small. You're funding Black resistance, the same resistance of our ancestors who showed us when enslaved but refused to be broken. The same resistance showed at lunch counters when they sat peacefully while white people poured drinks on them. The same resistance showed by Rosa Parks, by the Little Rock Nine, by every Black person who ever said, I belong here too. You're funding accountability for Emily Height and Matt Emkin because for far too long, people have tried to face zero consequences for their traumatizing Black children. For far too long, they've called the police on us, humiliated us, threatened us, and walked away like nothing happened. Well, not this time. You're funding a 13-year-old's proof that racism doesn't get the last word. That when white people try to crush Black dreams, we build them bigger. That when they try to put us in our place, we remind them that we don't have a place. We have power. Every dollar you give says to my daughter, Kimora, you were right to dream. You were right to be ambitious. You were right to take up space. And the people who wronged you were wrong.
At Law Center, we stand up against bullies of Black people. We stand up against those who seek to criminalize our Black youth for engaging in activities that are American pastimes. We stand up against those who believe that Black skin is reasonable suspicion for a crime. And we are fighting back against this effort to crush a Black girl's entrepreneurial dreams. We are asking the Black community to support Kimora Spencer and her Polar Lemonade stand. They decided to call the police on her in an effort to destroy her dreams and her entrepreneurial ambitions. But we as a Black community, we must send a message that the entrepreneurial dreams and the aspirations of our children, they will not be crushed. So this mother of Kimora Spencer, on her own, pro se, as they call it, she filed a lawsuit against the officials for the emotional distress that they caused her daughter. And these big time law firms, they decided to tell her that her lawsuit was frivolous. At Muhammad Law Center, we recognize that this is far from frivolous. The over policing of Black children is a serious matter, and the only frivolous thing was the decision of these white officials to call the police on a 13-year-old Black child for selling lemonade. And so we've taken over this lawsuit, and there are two fights that are going to be going on. The fight in the court to hold these white officials accountable for what they did in the distress that they caused our young Black girl for harassing her and calling the police on her for frivolous reasons. And there is also going to be the fight for the entrepreneur dreams and the aspirations of Kimora to not be crushed. We are going to be rebuilding Polar Lemonade. We are going to be sending a message that you will not crush the dreams of our children. We are going to be rebuilding Polar Lemonade. And God willing, we are going to help support Kimora Spencer. We're going to help support Kimora Spencer in rebuilding her business, making it thrive, and showing to the world what Black excellence looks like.